Hello and welcome to the Pickup WNBA Podcast. I'm your host, Cathryn Naiker.
And I'm your other host, Freddie Rivas. What is up? What's good? Life is all right. How are you, Cathryn?
Doing great. Thank you.
Um, big week, huh?
Big week.
Big week. They're all big weeks now. Does it feel like they're all big weeks?
Every week for November feels so massive, so monumental. Like I don't think we've ever had this much hard news to cover in a November before, for sure.
A little behind the curtain moment for our listeners. When me and Cathryn started this show, we started bi-weekly, and we kind of like took some breaks during the off season. Then it merged into like, okay, we got to go weekly for the season, and we'll go like bi-weekly for the off season. And then we just were like, you know what? There's enough. There's basketball is going on all over the world, NCAA, everything. So we're gonna stick weekly and maybe take like some sort of Christmas break. This year, Cathryn, I don't know how you feel, but this year to me feels like the most like, thank God we're weekly, and also, um, somebody give us a bunch of money so we can go more than weekly.
We would. We absolutely would. There's so much going on. I agree. And it's only going to keep increasing, especially with a whole new league on the verge of happening, which we'll get into once again. But Freddie, yeah, that's actually a really good window behind our curtain. Behind our curtain, that didn't make sense.
Window, curtain,
Whatever.
Something's on the other side, you know?
Blinds, whatever
Yeah.
whatever is your fancy.
Saloon doors.
But you're absolutely right. Like the only reason we used to go bi-weekly is because there literally wasn't enough in the news cycle when we first started to sustain a weekly off-season show. And now all of that has absolutely changed. So listen, let's get into it. Let's talk about this draft lottery that just happened. The Dallas Wings get the number one pick 2 years in a row. Freddie, is the lottery rigged? What say you? Let's go.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's certainly rigged. It's rigged to the gills, and I demand a recount. I also demand Kathy Engelbert a step down.
Wow. Yeah, this is a conspiracy podcast now.
Yeah,
No,
this is my Nafisa moment. Yeah, well, one thing that it's always hard not comparing leagues, and me and Cathryn were really big NBA fans, are big NBA fans, and started covering the WNBA. And one thing that is really different between the leagues is the actual draft itself. There's a lot, we'll get into it. There's a lot of things that are different about it that we can talk about in the lead up. But one is the odds of who gets the first couple picks. If you are a bottom 5 team, the odds are much, much higher that you are going to land one of those picks. So because the league only has 13 teams before 2026, like in 2025 it had 13 teams. If you were the Sparks or the Sky or the Wings or the Sun, you were in a position where you were going to, even if you didn't own your pick, you were going to land in one of those top spots.
yeah, we went through this with the Fever.
Exactly.
Right? Like Aaliyah Boston was the number one pick.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark's the number one pick.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, no, under no circumstances do I think any of this is rigged. I do think, however, this is a monumental shift for the Dallas Wings. I would almost argue that, well, I'm not going to say this pick is more important than last year's, but this combined with last year's pick is going to be the thing that truly starts to shift their franchise, I believe, right? I mean, Paige Beckers is on a rookie contract, so you can at least build around her for the next couple years. Everybody's talking about them drafting Azzy Fudd. That could very well happen. That's in the cards. We're gonna do mock draft lottery stuff on another day. Um, but even still, like, whether they go with her number 1 or not, there are this is a really great draft, and there's a lot of great players that they could pair with Paige, and
Mhm.
I have been talking for years now about not understanding the direction the Dallas Wings are going in, and I think for once, we're going to get a really clear direction from them, and that finally excites me about this franchise.
Yeah, they were middling for a long time and they've bottomed out. So I think they're trying to rebuild from the very foundation. And got to shout out our one of our favorite listeners, Bryce, who has just been in the Awa fam like
Yeah, yeah.
island for such a long time, like well before this draft started. And I think just hearing you say that Assie Fudd's going first, I could just hear Bryce, whose voice
I'm not saying she's going first.
I could just hear Bryce be like, "Fam, it's fam." Um, but yeah, Paige is going to have absolute serious running mate. Will that running mate be as good as she is? I don't know. But I think you made the comparison with Indiana, right? And I think that's a very fair comparison. Like the way that if you were if you came into this league as a Caitlin Clark fan and you're now an Indiana Fever fan and you're watching all the games, so obviously this year, assuming you sort of stuck with the team, I think you probably saw just how good Aaliyah Boston is and how good they are together and really how special that is. And we were able to catch the dynasty of not the creation of the dynasty, but I think catch the dominance of the dynasty with the Aces, right? And they had multiple first overall picks. And if you're Dallas, you got to be really excited because you have you get to pick a star, an absolute star to pair with Paige, and things are looking good. Hopefully you also have a bunch more money to spend too, so you can bring in some vets
Mhm.
and put Dallas in a winning situation.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's a great point too about how these, like, dynasties get built in the W and how, like, a lot of the successful ones, or at least more recently, have been built through the draft, the Liberty being the major exception here, but we'll see, TBD how well the Liberty, stay together here. The other thing I wanted to talk about, Freddie, this is a good segue, is the player presence at this draft lottery. I don't know about you all at home listening or you, Freddie. I found that to be genuinely surprising. Not in previous years, but in this year, I did, considering how tense everything has been, um, how these negotiations are still going on. To me, the fact that, our stud buds were there, Maddie Siegler from the Wings was there, Gabby Williams was there, repping their teams in the top 5, Kiki Iriafin as well. Like, the fact that they had player presence at this draft lottery and it wasn't just a group of owners. Chicago was the only one in the top 5 that had an owner there, I think is actually significant. I think that is a signal that there are players that believe in the continuation of this league, that they believe in it continuing in for next season, and that a deal, whether it happens by the 30th or not, can eventually get done. I just don't think those players show up at all if there is truly no hope. So for me personally, and everyone's allowed to disagree with me, that's fine. It's just an opinion. I personally felt like it gave me a bit of optimism to see them there.
Yeah, and I will add to that optimism. Did you catch the Cheryl Reeve quote?
No.
So Cheryl Reeve said that she's at the draft or in a sort of like a fan interview. afterwards said that she believed that this is how things work, and she's confident a deal will get done, and that
Oh, it's great.
progress is being made. So yeah, Cheryl Rivas is a major authority on the game. So does she know, does that mean it's going to get done for sure? Not necessarily, but I think there remains a couple of truths, right? That they're at odds, but also both sides do want this to happen
Mhm.
straight up, right? And then the other one is that Cheryl Reeve isn't going to say like I don't she's not here to make anybody happy. So I think she's saying that because she believes it.
Yeah, I agree, and I also wanna say that one thing that I believe I've mentioned this on previous episodes, and it'll come up as we do more free agency stuff, which is gonna be a huge bombshell of signings. I think out of all the teams, the Minnesota Lynx and probably the Aces as well, are the 2 teams most likely to keep it together that have free agents on the team, right? Like Indiana, like their core isn't necessarily all free agents, for example. But I think the Minnesota Lynx are really gonna keep their core together. I just believe that that team genuinely wants to stay for no other reason than the fact that they wanna stay together. I just really believe that about them. I don't know, this is just a gut feeling. I just think out of all the teams, I think the Aces and the Lynx are gonna be the most familiar going into next season. Other teams I think are gonna really blow up, but that one, buddy.
I agree. I'm gonna yes and that. So I
Mm,
agree with that. This concept's fun to think about, right? And I think
mm.
as the script is flipped, we're gonna see the power owners of the league, which in my mind is generally Golden State, Minnesota, Aces, Liberty, the Mercury, hopefully the Tempo. Those are the teams I feel like none of that those ownership groups are not going. They're going to be happy that they can spend more money.
Mhm.
So they're not going to be interested in saving money, and I expect all of those franchises to be very, very aggressive. And yeah, but the team I will add as keeping their core together, I think the Mercury is going to keep their core together because
Really?
I think they made a finals run, and I think that their ownership group is intent on winning. And
Mhm.
I think there's the changing of the guard there. As soon as they built that Diana Taurasi practice court, I was like, this group's for real. Like this is they believe in the legacy and like they're really into being
They're
like
into being a winning team, that
yeah,
is for
like
sure.
they're not exactly. They just don't strike me as a team that is like, oh well, we'll tank or whatever. Like I feel like I get that Alyssa Thomas and you know, like who knows what happens with Bonner or whatever. Um, I don't think a Bonner's going to retire, but we're getting there. I think that although Phoenix is old, I feel like they're gonna get it done.
Okay, interesting. I, uh I would love to see them stay together. I've less hope it could happen, but I want to see them stay together. Though, like, right now, the Lynx and the Aces are the only 2 teams I feel, confident about. But
Can I throw out
yeah.
some this is sort of going back a couple minutes. Can I throw out some this interesting draft stat for you?
Yes, nerd.
Okay. By the way, okay, Jason, we love you. Yes, nerd. That needs to be like if I say something really nerdy, I want to hear Cathryn. I want to hear her voice say yes, nerd. And if she makes a corny joke, please use this clip. Shrimp. Um,
Wow.
yeah, that's a big throwback, but me calling her shrimp, love to hear that. But
Oh my
anyways,
god.
shout out to Jason. But okay, so uh I didn't realize if you got your conspiracy hat on, keep it on, I guess. So check out the amount of repeat first overall picks. So we're going to start from 2015. 2015, Seattle Storm selects Jewel Lloyd. 2016, Seattle Storm selects Brianna Stewart. 2017, San Antonio Stars select Kelsey Plum. The San Antonio Stars leave to Vegas. And then 2018, they select Asia Wilson.
Mhm.
2019, Las Vegas Aces select Jackie Young. So the Aces / Stars had the first overall pick 3 years in a row. Insane. Insane.
Conspiracy.
And then the Liberty got Ionescu, Wings got Charlie Collier, Dream got Ryan Howard, and then we got Boston Clark, Beckers, and we shall see.
Right. But goes to show that, this does seem to really work out.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Out of all the teams aside from Dallas, who do you think really came out on top here?
Well, we were chatting about this a little bit before, but I mean, Minnesota. The Sky landing the second overall pick, which conveys to Minnesota, that's unfair.
And that their pick is 5th. That the Chicago Sky's pick in this draft is 5th, and then the one that they traded to Minnesota ended up being 2nd is wild. Yeah, I agree.
The Sky down big. Just gonna go ahead.
The Sky is down big.
The Sky need a everything miracle. Like, they're so count their lucky stars that Angel Reese is on a rookie contract, and like, it's one of the only people who can't jump into free agency this year. But damn, they are absolutely in a bind because they notoriously are not one of the like power ownership groups. No,
they're down bad.
They have issues.
I agree.
But Minnesota, like, just that could be the difference between a championship or not. Like they're already stacked.
If they even keep this pick, if they even keep the pick, honestly, who knows?
But
I'm not saying they should
trade it. As a trade chip, that would be huge.
Yeah, it's a huge trade chip for them if they want. Like, I don't know, if my theory is right and they keep their core together, do they want to add a rookie to it, even though this rookie could be very, very good? That is something that's going to be super interesting to watch come April. But I agree, Minnesota came out on top. The Chicago Sky, in a way, I feel like you could spin it in a good way, in that, like, this needs to be a wake-up call for them to start ponying up. Like, the Chicago Sky needs to be one of these teams that starts building like a world-class practice facility. It needs to be near where they actually play.
They have to buy their way out of this.
They have to buy their way out of it, and they should, because they would also be stupid to lose Angel Reese. They would be stupid to lose her. And maybe she is a superstar that's not as easy to make happy. A lot of people have varying opinions on her. I'm pro Angel Reese, and I believe in her potential long term. And I think she's someone to invest in. But yeah, they need to buy their way out of it. And maybe this is going to be, it's not going to be the kick they find, or, whatever. It's not going to be like the turning point for them, but hopefully it contributes to one, because they're going to get really, really, really left behind if they don't start to do that soon.
Also going to just throw another observation here.
I
don't got much else, but friend of the pod, and just all around awesome WNBA follow, Chelsea Late was talking about the Mystics and what they're going to do here, because they have 3 picks and they got rookies, so they're kind of in an interesting position too, because if you remember, they didn't make the playoffs, right? But they had a good start, and they were better than people realize. They have a young roster, like of the sort of teams that are near the bottom. The Mystics were like, they have something going on, and they have the 4th pick, the 9th pick, and the 11th pick. So I got to imagine one of those picks gets moved, but if not, picks might be really valuable in this particular time, because you're able to get a rookie scale contract in the most competitive market ever. So that's
and significant for Washington, because I don't foresee them being a strong free agency destination.
Yeah, exactly. So having 3 picks under your control, with already having a lot of, I think they probably have less free agents than most teams. So
Mhm.
they're in a good sort of control spot there.
I agree. Let's move on and talk a little bit more about Project B.
Mm.
So essentially, their roster continues to grow. We've talked about Nneka Agumake. They have since added Kelsey Mitchell, John Paul Jones, Alyssa Thomas. We've also talked about Jewel Lloyd and Sophie Cunningham. Uh, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very concerned, 1 being not so concerned. Are you concerned for the WNBA as Project B starts to fill in their roster more?
Just before I answer this, they also have added Camila Cardoso, Lee Meng, and Janelle Salon.
Oh, thank you.
So but not the blue chips, right? Are Mitchell, Lloyd, Jones, and Thomas, and Agumake. But so scale out of 1 to 10, nervous for the WNBA. Let me say 5. And
Okay.
for me, that's pretty high because
Tell me why.
we're talking about a league that is not real yet. It's completely unproven. It's, I was reading, you sent me that interview from the creator of the league, former WNBA player, whose name is escaping me right now. I will think about it. But the whole idea is that they're a touring, that people really latch onto stars, and they're going to come out for these stars versus teams. That's a cool idea. I love it. What the WNBA has already is a built-in familiar structure. And I don't see there being serious danger at this point with players playing in Project B and not playing in the W. Like, I think they want to play in both. So, yeah, I'm not super worried if I'm the W. I think it's more of an annoyance and a frustration, but I don't think it's putting the league in actual jeopardy. And there's also the aspect of it too, where it's just like it's a larger appetite for the sport. So in some ways, it's probably going to help the W.
Interesting. I'm also going to say 5, but kind of for different reasons. I think, like, aside from Camila Cardoso, most of these players that they've signed are vets. And I think my impression is that they are signing with this league to get as much money as possible before they retire.
Mm-hmm.
If they were acquiring younger talent, it would, like, a lot more younger talent, then maybe it would concern me a bit more, because like we talked about before, it's going to be really difficult to play in both leagues, because between their two calendars there's almost no downtime. So I think for them, it's like a let me get my bag before I retire move. And it's not necessarily an anti W move.
Mm.
But if they start to recruit younger talent that then can't participate in the W, then I think it gets more concerning. But for now, I'm out of 5. And I do agree with you in terms of, like, it's about the larger appetite for the sport in general.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Alana Beard is the creator, is
Right.
the W creator. The other creators are Grady Burnett, who's a former executive of Facebook and Google, and Jeff Prentice, a co-founder of Skype. But yeah, so
Yo, Skype lost out, man.
I know
Do you trust Skype? Because they were supposed to be Zoom. Like
I'm so
it's kind
yeah,
of insane that Skype didn't become Zoom.
I'm so glad you said that because that's all I could think about. As soon as I saw Skype, I was like, damn.
They
Like,
dropped the ball so bad.
yeah, it's like, could you imagine inventing like the QR code, and then but like yours is like not the QR code that's used during the pandemic, and you're like, damn, I really messed up. That's Skype, baby. Skype's it's right there, man. It's right there.
They should have started working from home video conferencing stuff well before the pandemic. To be honest, the technology was there.
It really was.
Anyway. Okay, Freddie, I think we're gonna move on to your fun question.
Okay, FFQ, here we go. So my FFQ is Cathryn, I want us each to create a Project C. Okay? So there's WNBA, Project
Which is clearly Project A.
It's got to be Project A, right? And then Project C is your league that you know.
Okay,
I don't know who the investor is, but
go first. Go first.
okay. So my Project C, I think it's the only territory I feel like is not fully tapped into for women's basketball, and I know there's a big appetite for it, and it's a street ball league.
Okay.
So it's a we're playing in a hot place. I don't know where. Let's say like a place that basically, let's say Brazil. In the we'll do the winter.
You in Brazil,
right? Maybe Argentina, maybe Nicaragua. Come on now. No, but like the idea there is the player's gonna come because it's really nice. I think we still do 5-on-5. And I think that what would be cool is like it's going to look good. It's not gonna be a lot of defense in this league. Nobody's gonna want to get hurt, obviously.
sure,
But it's just gonna be like a complete vibe. You can have cookouts, and you can have like street ball style, like people on the mics. It's like very informal. You're not gonna call it travel, and you can have like WNBA players, but also just like female street ballers, like women who would never make the WNBA, but just have like nasty kind of like outdoor hoop skills, funky courts. So that's my vibe. That's what I'm trying to do. This is my Project C.
I like it. It sounds very fun. My Project C is Gay Cruise, baby. Let's go.
Gay Cruise. We're back, baby. Gay Cruise.
Gay Cruise. Listen, I think we could do Gay Cruise basketball, and we could have tournaments on the ship. And I think there could be different tournaments on different days. But I'm thinking like the ultimate is a one-on-one tournament, right? So you get a bunch of players. We do one-on-ones. There's a bracket. And the bracket's essentially random, like bracket A, bracket B. And then eventually there's a winner. But I also think because it's Gay Cruise, why not have a 3-point shootout? Why not have a skills contest? Like, I think there's other ways to have fun with it throughout the week. Stud buds, baby. Let's go.
I love it so much. I love that the Gay Cruise is really your solution to all of life's problems. And it's been an FFQ answer for you. And it was almost one for me as well, but like it was an FFQ answer for you. Like where do you get all the players to meet?
Yeah.
So for you, it's like, listen, get them.
We're already meeting.
We're already there. We're already doing a CBA agreement, and then we're gonna start another league, and we're also basically gonna do the All-Star weekend.
But like stretch it out for a week.
And we're also gonna do the one-on-one challenge we saw at Unrivaled.
Yeah, but
which rocked, by the way.
Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked it. But I don't feel like it's like the core of Unrivaled, if that's fair to say.
No, it wasn't. It was a great addition.
Yeah, so I felt like I could do the one-on-one being like the core of this, and I'm not, whatever. It's just a fantasy. But also just think about it. It's like the whole league has Gay Cruise vibes to it. Like How could that? What more could you want?
I'm
And
all in.
where is the cruise? Honestly, I don't care. This ship could be anywhere.
Oh yeah,
I don't really care where this ship is, to be honest.
yeah. This ship is in the Arctic, man.
Yeah, maybe not the Arctic, but it doesn't totally matter. But anyway,
Okay, cruise.
okay, Chris. All right, let's wrap it up there. Thank you everyone so much. Please remember to like and subscribe. All that good stuff means a lot to us, genuinely. We need some positive reviews. The overlords want us to get some more reviews. Please give
we need
us
those reviews on Apple. Don't make me sing. I'm really bad.
what. Okay, Jason, that also needs to be a soundbite. Thank you everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
See everybody. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.